Hey, the animation that you saw, was it freedom to speech or was it freedom to damage? Hey, my name is Keisha and I'm back with our final speech for this semester. This week our teacher have asked us to come up with something that was controversy. And the first thing that came to mind was cartoons. Yes, I'm saying cartoons because who knew that cartoons could be so controversial? Who knew that cartoons could throw up stop signs, red flags, and a big neon banner that read controversy? Because when we think of cartoons, we think of humorous, funny, witty, harmless, and filled with crazy characters. When we watch cartoons, we all let our guards down so we can soak up the message that it is trying to give us. Again, like I was saying, we all let our guards down and let our minds take in the message it is giving us so that we can be drawn into the stories that I'm calling controversy cartoons. The cartoon networks and the writers know that they have only 7 seconds to keep you, so they throw in the first cuss word or gun to the head. After that, they have caught your child's attention. They know that they have another 30 seconds to do something sickening, like hit someone with a hammer or bully someone endlessly. So after that first 90 seconds, controversy will be standing up and saying, I'm here. I know some people are still shaking their heads saying no, but before you hit that off switch or walk away, let me give you some more reasons why. And can I start with the Flintstones? Fred has been a great marketer for Busch Beer and Winston-Salem's. With each commercial in 1 minute and 21 seconds, Fred can mislead ladies. And let me give you an example. Bonner Rubble would say, Fred, are you afraid to tell Wilma, aren't you? Fred would reply, now let's get this straight, Rubble. I don't need permission from my wife to make decisions or do anything. I'm supreme in this case. Yes, I'm supreme. Then Fred would sit back with Bonnie, have a few cigarettes, while telling Wilma to pass him a full lighter while blowing smoke in her direction, giving her cancer. After his last puff, Fred would say, why can't they invent something for us to marry instead of women? Do you remember that after school cartoon that we all ran home to watch that we called Captain Planet? Yes, in one of his episodes, his cousins get hooked on heroin, and we still want to smile and laugh and call this the Children's Network. Then, at the end of that episode, his cousin has an overdose. Here's a little clip from that episode. Let's see, after you finish watching that episode, do we want to be still saying Earth, Wind, Fire, Captain Planet? Next, I want to talk about Donald Duck. When we think about Donald Duck, we never think about controversy. Donald Duck is the one that says, every time you are tempted to react in the same old way, ask if you want to be a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future. This is the same Donald Duck that spends most of his time out with Sarah now. But before that, he played as a Nazi selling army goods in 1943. When looking at that episode, it's sickening. Yes, maybe that cartoon was making fun of the Nazis, but seeing Donald Duck, the one that we all love, dressed in that uniform was creepy to me and not funny. And I didn't find any irony in that video. Family Guy. What can I say about Family Guy? When I think about Family Guy, I think about The Simpsons. Maybe because it was a spin-off to The Simpsons. I couldn't help but feel sick to my stomach. But first, I couldn't believe how trashy and disrespectful this show was from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. This is the only cartoon that I could think about that would laugh about abortion, death, and sex. I don't know why people watch it, because when I watch it, I feel like it's nothing to write home about, with all of that tasteless jokes. If you don't believe me, feel free to check it out. But I give this cartoon 2 thumbs down, a jump, a hop, and a skip over. Dexter. You know you are in for nothing to see when you open the cartoon and the first thing you see is Dee Dee giving you the middle finger and Dexter showing you his butt. I don't know why the writer would think that he could get away with that as a child's network cartoon. An overview of this cartoon or this episode was, as Dexter is putting his finished touches on his newest invention, Dee Dee shows up, causing them to fight. Once they have finished fighting and headed out of the laboratory, they encounter their mother with a bar of soap to wash their mouth out. When Dexter sees the soap, the first thing he says is, "Oh shit." But here is some more negatives that cartoons can have on your children. Their violent behaviors. They show violent behavior in preschoolers. They can also slow down some kids' spongy brains. Kids become couch potatoes. Parents don't want to screen the cartoons. Some even make kids unsociable. But I also found out some positives about these cartoons. Cartoons can be educational, like Curious Joys. Lessons learned, like sharing numbers and colors and shape. They can also be wholesome, like the Bernstein Bears. Their lessons is kind and respect. Another one is Rudy and Max. They're great for siblings to be friends. The next one is Little Bill. He teaches self-esteem. And I just want to throw Martha Sparks into it because she shows them new words and teaches them great theme songs. As I finish up my presentation, I know some of you might be still watching saying, "Dog, she sounds like one of those older generations." Yes, I might just want cartoons to be a little too boring or a little too safe, to do nothing to push the envelope, or just enough to make us laugh. But at least I know I won't be sitting there watching anything sexual, racial, or sitting there watching them doing all of this fast moving and thrusting to where even I have to close my eyes. But if I flip the coin on the other hand, sometimes I do think that it's our loss that we can't watch cartoons with raised eyebrows and open mouths. With those two actions alone, we let the network know what we want to watch, not what the network wants to put on Cartoon Network, because they're just too afraid that they will be kicked off the air or they would get low ratings. So if a parent does their jobs to actually discipline their kids and monitor what their child is watching on Cartoon Network, a little Donald Duck won't matter. Because Donald Duck has been a classic for kids for generations. And yes, he do have some great values. So again, my name is Keisha, and what cartoons do you think I should have listed? Give me a hit on my post. Thank you.